Hey you, I'm getting quite used to having you around. It's LucyLuck, and I like to play non-traditional cozy games and make them cozy. Lately, I've been absolutely hooked on Enshrouded, and thought it could be nice to share some gameplay for you to relax, study, or sleep to. So without further ado, get comfy cozy, pop on some headphones if you like, and let's go on an adventure. Hi there. Oh, okay, well, that character is supposed to be fully clothed, so let's try that again. And that's not the outfit my character is supposed to be wearing, but at least she's not naked. Minor glitches aside, this is a fantastic game to play alone or with friends, and I've been having a lot of fun playing this one with friends. Just ignore the totally normal name that my friends have decided to give this server. Okay, naked again. Nope, okay. This has been a bit of a chaotic start, but I assure you that I'm an incredibly serious creator. Anyway, so this is my cozy cottage, and I think I want to start by giving you all a bit of a tour of my place, and then my friends' homes are nearby as well. And then we can just sort of see where the adventure takes us. Get a nice rainy day today, so might not see the cottage just yet in like full color, but this is my place. I really like the purple and yellow flowers I have in the front, and I love the, what is that dog doing? Anyways, I love the timber siding on the side of the house so much, and I also really like this makeshift fireplace I have going. Here's my coffee bar, and have some pie and corn. No dancing. That's a bit of a long story, and maybe we'll get into it. I'm not that much of a prude, I promise. And then this is where I keep a lot of my workshop NPCs. We have the carpenter and this big, I think this is like an alchemy map situation. I've already forgotten what it is. But then upstairs we have some more crafting things like our loom and a bit of a nice fireplace area and a couch, and I got this new item, which is a heart pillow for Valentine's Day. I got it with a full outfit as well, which I'll show you. This is my NPC sort of bedroom that I really want to work on. Maybe we'll do that today. But here is the outfit that goes along with the heart pillow. I got it from Twitch Drops. We'll see. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. I just wanted to equip it as vanity. Is this game trolling me right now? Okay. Well, anyway, maybe there's some sort of glitch going on with Twitch Drops. It's not quite loading for me right now. Maybe this one will. Nope, that's also not working. Okay, well, moving on. Downstairs, I also have a bit of a secret that is really fun. I love hidden, well, this is my evil room, and now I wonder if I should even show you that. Okay, just kidding. I'm gonna show you the evil room. This is what I'm working on at the moment. I kind of want there to be this spooky...
Hello.
That voice actor is killing me. Also, this has been the most ADHD tour. I apologize. I have to show you this tapestry that I have down here. That was the only place that I felt I could put it, but just, you need to see how big this thing is. It's unconscionable. What is going on? Okay, anyways. Look how big this is. Where am I supposed to put this? It's unreasonable. but I don't want to get rid of it because it took a good amount of materials to make. And I love it. I mean, I love tapestries and I want to display it in my home, but I have such a meager cottage for such a tapestry. So in the evil room, it goes in the corner of shame. Okay, so this is a dungeon, and I'm becoming acutely aware that this is the least cozy place that I could possibly be. And it's also the place I need to work on the most, so we may inevitably end up working on that room. Here is my little farmhouse for my animals. It looks like my friend Carlia snuck in a capybara, because my pets are the bison and this fey deer. The capybara is new, so I'll probably have to get some stuff for them. That's Snake Island. Everything makes sense here. And this is my friend Ebik's home, and as you can see, it is much better than mine, which, quite frankly, I find disgusting. I know this is technically his server, but his crimes for outshining me won't go unnoticed. So this is his foyer, and then he has some very unsafe uranium glassware over there, and then a very detailed bar, a little bit rich for my blood. All of this, it is superfluous and down with the bourgeoisie, am I right? Oh, kidding aside, just casual bison in the living room. I do want to show you this really cool pool that he made. He really, put so much amazing detail into this home, and I really do want to be serious in showing you how great it is and how cool it is. This was a bit of a secret for a while. He had a hidden door to get into it, and so Richie left a note saying that he found out about it. I like all the little signs that we leave around for each other. Dancing allowed, so no dancing in my cottage, but this is a home for heathens. Let me show you upstairs. He has the alchemist lives here, and then the hairdresser as well. Wow, he even has a bathroom that he's put in here. I need to have that for my place. And a little guest room that says vacant. And he has his loom there. And the alchemist used to be here. I think that he put him outside. There's the hairdresser, and where we can dye all of our clothes. And let me show you the rooftop area. He's built a bit of a resort up here, which is really cool. That overlooks the compound we've built. There's this seafood grill. A lot of the bamboo items, and this view is beautiful. Let me see if I can get a better view here for you. And some lounge chairs. You can see my cottage, and then our friend Carlia over there has her place, which I'll show you next. Let's see if I've missed anything. Oh, he has a little patio here too. And it looks like a bit of a shed. I wonder what that's for. A little campfire. Then I think this is where his NPCs live. Where did that voice come from? Was that inside? I think that was the woman that's outside. Okay, yeah, there she is. It sounded like it was coming from indoors. It spooked me a little bit. I think this is where he can grow rice patties and stuff in the water. And then this is I think it's a communal farm plot. I haven't used it though. I get anxious about using things near my friends' homes. Looks like he has different kinds of trees for the different kinds of wood that you can build with. Really cool. And that's our fisher. Yeah, that's Ebik's home. Super cool. I love the building mechanics in this game. It's been super fun. This is Carlia's home, and I love all of the vines growing up the building. I really like her attention to detail with that. And then she has some farm animals in the back there. So I'll give you a bit of a tour of her place as well. It's very cozy. Radioactive glassware, we love it. And then I love this little living room that she has here. It's so comforting, and all the plants that she has on display. Here's the dog. That is not the correct way to pet a dog, but we'll get the paws touch buff. And the books. I really need to get better about more lighting in my home. I feel like I don't have quite enough. And here's her bedroom. Also super cozy. And she has Noni's room in here. And then upstairs, I believe she also has a bit of a farm plot, but it's getting dark, so I can't show it to you properly. Maybe if I take out my torch. I've forgotten how to play this. Where is my torch? I think I switched it out for the mining thing. So let's get that back in my inventory and show you what she's got going on up here. A little beehive and some plots, and I just love how many plants that she has filling in the nooks and crannies. Excellent attention to detail, great lighting, great decor, 10 out of 10. And then I think I'm going to show you the back patio as well. It's getting dark. I'm wondering if I should go home. No, I think I can show you the rest. And I think it also looks really nice at night, so... Oh, I went the wrong way. Okay. Let's show you the back patio and then see what animals that she has now. I've forgotten. I love the ambiance back here, and I just know that Ebik is going to get on to me for being so complimentary on her home and not on his. But I love my friends, and loving my friends means being a little bit mean to my friends sometimes and very sarcastic. Ooh, I love how many plants that she has growing. And those windows, those look so great. Okay, so she has some goats in here. Oh, I like this light. I don't remember when we unlocked that. I might have to get something like that for my home. I really love that. But I'm going to circle back home because it can get a little dangerous at night. We've built our compound here in a bit of a bad neighborhood, and they often spawn on these roads, and I don't want to get into combat tonight because that wouldn't be very comfy cozy. Okay, so I'm just going to close these doors behind me, close up that evil room, and then we're gonna sleep through the night. So from there we can figure out kind of what we want to do today. This is gonna be somewhat similar to my Valheim video where I'm just gonna show you a typical day playing this game rather than have this super big goal in mind. I found that people kind of like it when I ramble and just do random stuff, but I'm kind of thinking I want to, as not cozy as it sounds, finish my dungeon room. And last I recalled there were prison bars in here, and I just kind of want to get a rough idea of how many materials I'm going to need for that. I'm also not quite so sure how big these items are gonna be. So I'm not sure if they're gonna work in that space or not, but I need, looks like I need 3 iron bars. Okay, so what are these? I'm curious what the difference is between that grate and then the prison fence. But I think I'm gonna get prison fence. I'm gonna pin that and then see how many iron bars. I think last time I checked we had a decent amount, but if need be we can always get more. And the mining in this game is pretty cozy, so maybe not so much for iron now that I think about it, but it's satisfying. While the iron is cooking, I'm just trying to figure out some things that we can build in the meantime to fill in some decor maybe. I did like that pendant light that Carlia had in her shed, so I might actually make something like that for my reading nook that I have upstairs. I might make this one. Let's see what those materials look like. I don't want to take up all of the mats. We have magic chests in each of our bases, and we found that our houses are so close to one another that it just sort of pulls materials from everybody, and I don't want to take all of it, so I always try to replenish. I love that. That looks so great there. Okay, and then I'm gonna eventually need something in this corner. It's super empty. I think I might eventually put like these on a pedestal, maybe near the staircase, because they're a little creepy in the bedroom, but we'll see. That'll be for another time. Let's see, I kind of want to check on the status of these iron bars, and then I don't think they're done yet, but we've got 6.5 minutes. That should give me enough time to work on this shed here. It looks like they all need to be fed, and I also really need to get some bedding and another feeder for the cappy. Excuse me. Hello? Okay, so as I was saying, we need to get a feeder for the capybara. So while we have some time, I just want to say thank you to everyone who left such kind messages on my last video. It was one I was actually quite anxious to post and wasn't sure if I was even going to post it, so it meant a lot to hear from so many of you, and also to hear from people who don't usually comment. I got quite a few comments from people who mentioned that they don't usually leave a comment on my videos, but they felt compelled to, and that really did mean a lot. I tend to be one of those viewers as well that, forgets to tell creators how much their work means to me, so yeah, just thank you for taking the time, because I can get in my head quite often, and the validation really means a lot. Side note, I don't know if you can hear it, but somebody decided to start chainsawing outside, and I feel like stuff like this only happens when I start recording, because I never hear stuff like that when I'm not. Maybe it's just because my awareness is on it. Okay, I got the food for the babies, and we need to get a bed for the capybara as well. I can't remember if it gets a small bed or a big bed, but I'm guessing small. It feels weird that the deer gets a small bed. I feel like that's a fairly large animal, right? I guess it's not as big as the yak, though. Okay, got that taken care of, so let's get that placed. My shed's getting a bit overcrowded. But we're gonna do our best to squeeze this in the corner here. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Okay. Please move. Manners prevail. Okay. I think these animals are all taken care of. I kind of want to get some nice foliage climbing up. Kind of like how we have on the house. I feel like it just looks really nice. And the shed kind of needs something. I also want to get some lighting in there, but for these newer lights, they cost drac teeth, and that's not the most cozy thing to collect in the game, so I'm gonna probably have to forego getting lighting at the moment. But what we can do is get some overgrowth going on. I think the only one I have crafted at the moment is the wisteria, and I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. I hope that goes well with the yellow half timber. I really like the details on that paneling, so I wanted to use it in a build, but it just doesn't quite have enough contrast. Not like the other half timber that I have on my home. But maybe adding some foliage will help a little bit. Not quite. Maybe if we had some like white flowers, that might help. I'm having a bit of difficulty placing this. I want something to go in there, but it doesn't want to go. It's saying that it's placing, but I don't see it. Okay. Let's get some on the back. See, it's saying that it's going, but I'm not seeing it. Or at least not seeing as much as I feel I should be. Maybe it's going behind the wood details. Then have it crawling on the other side of the stone. A little bit in the corner here. Maybe just use all this up and see how we like that. And it's okay. I don't hate it. Maybe I hate it. So the good news is our iron bars are ready, so we can get started on the comfy cozy prison fence. So my plan with this is to create cells to put the NPC beds in that are currently upstairs, so I can make a nice bedroom and bathroom for myself. You know, any way you slice that sounds evil, so that's why we call it the evil room. And it looks like these will be able to fit. They're actually quite a bit smaller than I anticipated. But yeah, I think the sort of lore we are building here in Enshrouded is that despite the cozy cottage and lamb-like facade, my character is an absolute menace that hates dancing and vilifies the working class. I promise you that's the exact opposite of the way I am in real life, but you know, sometimes we just use gaming to work through our trauma. Perhaps this is all a reflection of how powerless I feel. You know what? I don't have to explain myself. Okay, so I drastically underestimated the amount of iron bars I would need to craft enough prison fences, and just how uncozy it is to place them. The sound of metal bars just really isn't doing it for me, so here is what we've got so far. I think that it definitely needs some more clutter to make it feel more dungeon-like, but I think this is a good start. I do wish that we could make prison doors for these cells, but currently they're not in the game. But I added these weathered stone blocks to give it a little bit more dimension, and I think I want to work on the entrance to the evil room after that. I'm just gonna move these NPC beds downstairs, get those placed in the cells, and definitely turn down that game audio because, goodness gracious, that's loud. If the beds are that loud, I'm sure you can imagine just how excruciating it was to not only place all these metal bars, but to like get them sort of perfect and line them up. It required quite a bit of dismantling, and that was not the most comforting sound that could be made on this channel, so trying to be cognizant of that. I'm not doing the best job at lining these up. I thought snapping would be good, but it's sort of clipping through those prison bars, so I'm gonna have to, I think, place them manually. And just like that. That'll work. It's okay not to be absolutely perfect, but I at least want it to be reasonable. No clipping through prison bars. As you can see, my cells here aren't going to be the most consistent either. These are quite a bit smaller than my other ones, so we'll just have to conserve these for my least favorite NPCs. I don't actually have a least favorite NPC. Perhaps if I paid more attention to the lore in this game, I might, but I've been too busy developing my own grotesque lore with my friends, so I would actually be interested in learning more about the lore in this game. I feel like understanding the lore just adds a richness to the gaming experience. Something I've really enjoyed doing on this channel is reading the books from video games, and I know there's quite a few lore pages around this game. I wonder if there's a way that I can read through some of those. I don't know, depends. Depends on how much you guys are feeling this game in particular for my channel. I always like getting feedback from you guys. I'm having a hard time getting the beds in these smaller cells here. I also just have one left, so I'm gonna need to make one more for consistency. And I think that's about as good as I'm gonna get that. And I'll just make one more. I think that doing the like camp cots would have made more sense for the dungeon, but we've already got these beds, so I'm gonna go ahead and give them at least a little more of a cushy life, you know? This is already a disgusting display of wealth disparity, so might as well let them have some minor luxuries with the fur pelts. I'm a generous, evil woman. Okay, so maybe instead of having all of these people tucked into the corner, we can put some of them in the cells. I don't feel great about doing that, but it might be better than being stuck in this corner. So who do we have here? These are villagers. I know some of the villagers will have quests from time to time, but they're not quite as necessary for the crafting in the game, so I'm gonna go ahead and tuck them away in here. Why do I feel bad? I feel awful doing this, but they're game NPCs, you know? I'm also one of those gamers that feels bad if I disappoint a character, like in Baldur's Gate. I tried to do an evil run, and that was extremely difficult for me to make more evil choices. I'm not very good at being super evil. Okay, let's put Ramon in here. Maybe we need to like space them out a bit, make it feel a little more natural. That one's too small. I don't really feel like putting anyone in those at the moment. Put you in there, and then Gunther probably in this one. Yeah. Okay. Sorry guys. Gotta do what I gotta do. They need beds. I need to assign NPCs to these beds. But unfortunately for these villagers, I'm going to need to prioritize the NPCs that craft. Okay, so now all the crafting NPCs have their beds back, which means maybe we can move on to doing a bit of decoration. I kind of want to finish up the walls in this like evil lounge area first, before getting too much into the smaller decor items. But let's see, what should we do with this room? I kind of want to mimic the walls from there and put them on the other side as well, and then maybe move that alchemy station. Let's see. Okay, yep, that's exactly what I'm going to do. So I'm going to take this alchemy station and put it on this wall. And then on the left-hand side, I'm going to need to get more conifer logs. And I'm going to try to replicate a bit of what I did on the right-hand side and just do that on the left-hand side. This will be good because we haven't really ventured outside of the base, and I think that resource gathering is super cozy. Just hope that I'm warm enough for this climate. I kind of forgot that you freeze a bit, but I think I'm in good hands if I just drop a little further to the southeast. It seems like it's going to be a bit rainy, but these here are going to drop conifer. I feel like the sounds of the chopping wood is a bit more relaxing than mining, so I've edited out a lot of the mining that I had to do for the prison fences. But I find the mining to be one of the more satisfying mechanics of this game, and I like how much you level up from doing that sort of resource farming. It doesn't seem like I'm leveling up for this, though. I never really noticed that. I feel like in other sort of, at least in farm sims, you'll notice that you level up lumberjacking? I don't know. That doesn't sound right. You tend to level up with either thing, but it's different in this game. It's different in every game. And this game is also still in early release and should be coming out for full release this year. I think in the fall, but I might be wrong. I'm not sure. Things tend to change, you never know. But I am looking forward to that release because there are so many parts of the map that I have yet to explore and are closed off at the moment. So it's going to be a lot of fun to explore with friends, find some new things. So you kind of have to chop down a lot of trees because the conifer logs don't drop every single time. So you can see here, got a few, but we got mostly wood logs from that. And I didn't do the math on just how many conifer logs I'm gonna need for the wall. I usually do that, but we're just winging it today. We're just going with the flow. But I do know that to make 100 blocks you need 10 logs. And I think one wall is roughly... You know what? I forget. I'm not even gonna pretend to know. I'm not gonna look it up to seem like I know things. I forgot. So it is what it is. Okay, that one dropped quite a bit. I hate when it falls down the mountain though. It makes it really difficult to retrieve. Okay, let's just do a couple more and then we can head back and get started on that wall. Okay, so it has been a while since I made this part of the wall, so I've kind of forgotten how I did it, so I'm just gonna do my best to sort of replicate it. I know that I used this half wall. I'm just not quite sure how far I have that coming out. So I'll just kind of eyeball it here. As much as I love base building, I'm not like a lot of those base building YouTubers that you'll find that were like, I used to be an architect and now I make cool builds in video games. I'm very much just winging it and doing my best. I think a lot of what I learned about decor and base building and sort of using items in creative ways came from Animal Crossing. So we've come a long way from that, at least. And I learn every day. I spend a lot of time watching YouTubers that are a little bit more on the creative side or industrial side. Is that the way you would word that? I don't know. But yeah, I love watching base building videos on YouTube so much. It's really enjoyable. It's such a cool way to exercise creativity in unique ways. I think I'm trying to think of the name of the YouTuber. I think it's Chisel Chip. I believe that's their name, but I really enjoy watching some of the live streams that they do of this game where you can see people in the community make some really incredible builds. There was someone who made an entire dragon out of like bathroom sinks from the game that looked like scales. It was so creative. Maybe it was it the sink or the bathtubs? I'm not certain, but I love seeing that sort of ingenuity. Okay, I'm gonna try and get this to be the same distance from the floor. This is not mathematical by any means. And also, there's not enough depth. I need to put that closer to the wall. Maybe that's right. Maybe a little bit higher up. See, this is the real reason why I didn't show you the creation of the prison, because sometimes it takes me a little bit to get things just right, and it's not always the most comforting thing to dismantle. Alright, I think I just need some trim on the top, and then I can place the is it ectoplasm walls? I think I called them plasma walls earlier, and that can't be correct. I think I need to place those first. Yeah, ectoplasm blocks. I think I need to put those in, and then it's too flush with the wood. We can't have that. So might need to take it down and place it a bit closer to the wall if we can. I might have to remove the stone blocks to achieve a little bit more depth here. Okay, yeah, that's exactly what we needed to do. And I think the final piece we need is this upper trim, and that should be pretty close to the front wall here. Yeah, I think that looks really nice and balanced. So we're just gonna need to replicate that on the other side over here. But the video is starting to get a touch long, so I'll go ahead and show you the finished product. I still have some work to do to make this a complete build, but I think we made some excellent progress today. I decided to add some fossil showcases in the nooks here and get a bit more warm lighting so it's not entirely ominous. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And if you really liked this content, feel free to join the Comfy Cozy Discord and Patreon. Thank you so much to everyone who chips in to make this the best possible experience it can be, and to my top patrons JT, Carlia, Mexican, and Daniel P. I hope you have a nice, relaxed day or evening, and I look forward to seeing you next time.